Good morning. I'm Madam Eileen. Today we're building castles. You're going to need at least 8 or 10 of 350, any color you choose. Today I'm going to build in pink. I inflated these to have a 6-finger tail because I'm planning to put 6 twists in this balloon, and usually the rule of thumb or finger is for every twist you take up 1 finger space of tail. So that's how you decide how long your tail is going to be. I inflated 2 and I tied them together. In case you've never tied a balloon before, I'll show you some tricks. I want a 6-finger tail, so I measure 4, 5, 6 fingers. I pinch it, and then when I inflate it to my fingers, and then I let go, and that's the perfect tail. Always remember, after you inflate air, you must let it hiss the air out. That softens the balloon and lets the balloon become malleable. Not time. Okay. So whatever is a shorter balloon, that's the balloon you want to start with. We're going to do 1 pinch twist here where the 2 balloons are tied together. And you're going to go over 4 fingers. Now you're going to do 2 pinch twists. 2 pinch twists because this is where the support walls of this castle are going to go. I created this castle design so the birthday child could actually wear the castle over their heads, sticking their arms out the sides and peeking their face through the window of the castle. So there's 2 pinch twists. Now, think of how wide the child's face is. That's how wide you go out. 2 pinch twists now. Four fingers, and then a pinch twist. This is very, very short. So sometimes when I have this situation, I take scissors or a pin. A pin is nice because it makes a smaller hole and you can control the air leaving the balloon. I want to deflate this balloon until it's just as long as my hand is, and then I'm going to tie a knot. If I want that air to come out faster, I can use the scissors and snip it. There we go. Make sure that size and that size match. Everyone's finger size is different. The only reason why we use finger measurements is just proportion. So however, if your hand and thumb you have small hands and you have to use your thumb to get that same distance, that's what you're going to have to do. Just make sure your proportions are the same. So this needs to be the same as this. Now this balloon is going to be the width of our castle, how deep in it is. So look at your birthday child and measure how much room that child's going to need in order to get into that castle. And you only put 1 pinch twist here. This rest of this balloon is going to go up and be part of the wall. We're going to do that again with another set of balloons. I already have them pre-made, so this video can be as short as possible. My pinch twists are about the same diameter as the balloon. The balloon is 3 inches, so the ball that I'm twisting is pretty close to 3 inches, maybe 2.5. The smaller the pinch twist, you might have some more balloon room left. If you're uncertain how I did the pinch twist, go back in my videos. I have essentials of balloon twisting that cover all different kinds of pinch twists. Now, if I want, I can compare these side by side to see how close that I got in my measurements. One just looks a pinch bigger, but a pinch won't affect the overall design. What I'm measuring now is just comparing to make sure I got this compared to this. Two pinch twists. And just like this one, we had to let out some air and tie it off. We're going to have to do the same with this one. In this case, I'm going to isolate the 4 fingers that I need. See if it's still soft enough to pinch the air out of that tail. And I'm going to use scissors this time to snip that tip. Now I'm going to slide my thumb over that cut, and it deflates very quickly. So you have to really be on your toes to know what you're doing there. All right, now I'm going to compare how the width and put a pinch twist. And this will be the wall going up on this part of the castle. Okay, so there's the wall on the first piece. Here's the wall of the second piece. You see how that is? Now you're going to take, this is the part that we cut off and deflated. This wraps around this pinch twist and of this post. Now it's duplicate on this side, then connects into the pinch twist where this wall going up is. This is the base of our castle. You have that? Now, I've already pre-inflated a whole bunch of 6-finger or hand and a thumb pieces. We're going to put this in each of the double pinch twists and corners. Now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the knot, pulling the balloon into that corner while still holding knot, and then the knot is still in my fingers. I wrap around one of the pinch twists once and I let go. You really don't have to go around more than once. Latex likes to stick to itself, so you only need to do 1 or 2. You don't have to go overkill and tie each one individually in. And now for the last one. Now if you're just making a castle, you don't have to make the walls really tall. But if you're doing this for a child, you do want to have it tall enough so when they put their head in, it goes over their shoulders. And that's where you judge where it goes across at. But just for room's sake, I'm going to make a little shorter castle. Now this is where you choose which side is going to be your front. Is this your front or is that going to be your front? Once you choose which way is your front, you measure up how tall you want your castle to be. And you do 2 pinch twists. This one is ending up just a little short, so I will have to add another balloon onto this one. Pinch twist, hand and a thumb, 4 fingers. Hand and a thumb, 4 fingers. Okay, so I'm going to make this castle on the tall side. I know I'm saying one thing and I'm doing another, But that's artist for you. You go where the inspiration takes you. You're going to go around to each and every one of your spokes and do the 2 pinch twists. Each and every one. Now, if you want to save some time, you can start connecting some of these spokes, just so they're not flopping around. So I measure how wide it is down here, and then I measure my balloon, and then I go across and try to get it just right. And then I connect. I also have a beginner twister video on connecting balloons. Now this is the small one. This is the width. Measure with my hand. It's down in my lap. I know, I'm sorry. That one's short. I'm going to have to add a balloon to that. And now we're back to adding 2 pinch twists on the top of the rest of the spokes in the back. The difference between the back and the front of the castle is that the front of the castle is going to have 2 towers, and the back of the castle is just going to have 1 tall single tower. Having fun? When working with large balloons, you use more of your body, takes a little more hand strength. So here's how I have to take both of my fingers in letter C's and twist. And then I roll and walk it with my fingers around. And then I use my pinky to wedge in here to help keep it from unraveling, while trying to always keep both sides of the balloon in contact with my hands at all times. Okay, every wall has 2 bubbles going on. That one's short, that one's short, that one. I just decide which direction I'm going to go. Usually you can keep going in the same direction, but there are some spots, because I went too tall, I have to use up more balloon. One moment. Ah, that's one of those Marriott spam calls. Poor Marriott. Well, anyways, back to balloons. Happy thoughts, happy ballooning. All right, so I'm going to need more balloons. I'm going to inflate this one balloon, grab the knot, wrap it around the pinch twist, just making sure you see what I'm doing. And this is the one that has a very small forefinger going across. Once you have all of these walls connected on the top, it's a lot easier to take care of. But also, balloons are very much like Legos. You can just cut, tie, and add it where you want to go. I have some ideas. So, if you go too tall, this is a variation that I came up with, actually, I want small pinches. So, to fill in this gap, I want to cross, and I'm going to do 2 pinch twists. Now at this point, if this was long enough, I would have connected it, but it's too short. So this is what I'm going to do. This is the peak of my first tower. I am rolling it around that pinch twist. I'm breaking it off. Yeah. See this nice pointed piece? I'm going to try to use that, see if there's enough of it left. I use the natural end of the balloon. For the castle top. So that's going to be the top of my castle, and I'm going to wrap it in. That's how I fix the design if it doesn't work the way I want it to go. Now, let's see. I'm using Qualitex Rose 350. Now I'm going to the back corner and doing the same, connecting these walls with a short bubble. So I've made my bubble I've attached my new balloon. I've isolated a 4-finger bubble. I'm going to pinch it in sideways to the joint of these 2 pinch twists. Squeeze my balloon a little bit as I roll it around those twists. And up to the center of those 2 pinch twists. And now I have this. This is going to be the top center tower. And I just realized I went backwards. But there's more than one way to twist a balloon, right? These 2 are too small. I'm going ahead and save some confusion, and I'm going to cut the tips and just tie a knot. Pull slowly when you're doing this. If you pull too fast, that knot creates friction and heat, and you're going to have popping balloons. And let's go ahead and get rid of this one. Sometimes you don't even have to tie. All you have to do is just wrap it around a few times and pull and let go. Okay, so we have 1 tower. Measure, measure. Okay, up here, we measure how tall we want that tower to be, and you do 2 pinch twists. And yep, there's just enough to come down. You see that? Just enough. And that will wrap around over to this pinch twist. You know what? There might be enough room. A way to add air is I snip a hole in the end and then I put it on my inflator. It can be manual. Or in this case, I use my electric pump. I added a few blasts of air into this piece. And I'm seeing if I can get enough room for a pinch twist. Make sure on the front corners, the two pinch twists are on the outside. The next one, one's outside, one's inside. One's outside, one's inside. And on the other front corner, both are outside. But you can see it's coming along. Except one of the pinch twists seems just a bit bigger than the others. You can cut and use the individual ends, or you can use the end of the balloon naturally that occurs here and there in this design. Like on this one, I'm going to go around this pinch twist one more time. I'm going to cut this balloon end free. I really like using the ends of the balloons for the turrets, the top of the castle roof. Squeezing the air out to make sure I have enough of a spire and enough of the roof and enough of a notch. It's important to have enough room to notch and to be able to pull this into the two pinch twists at the top of the castle. So there it is. This is your basic bare bones of your castle. One in the middle, in the back, two on the front sides. Now comes the fun part. You want to get your Chrome 260 Mauve. And it just adds an extra wow to the castle. In this case, the one that I did, I started with making the doorway. So I wrapped the tail around the pinch twist of one of these wide spaces. Now this is the space where the child's face is going to be. So you want to push that balloon more towards the outside edge, arch it, and come back down on the outside edge there. Pinch this section off, push this joint that you just made into this joint, and twist and roll this balloon around the double pinch twists. Going around 2 or 3 times will be more than enough to secure that balloon, and no air will escape when you cut this balloon off. Or you can tear it off. I give a little pull and a stretch because this now is going to be my tie point to keep the shiny doorway in the front of the castle. So I pull all the air out and I tie a knot, and this creates a flat rubber band. After all, balloons are made from the sap of the rubber tree. When the air is pulled out of a balloon, it becomes a giant rubber band. Going to pull it around the chrome arch and the pink of the wall, and I'm going to tie a knot right here in the back. This is not cheating. It is considered balloon twisting because in order to twist, you have to first tie. So even if you have to tie in the middle of your project, it is still counted balloon twisting, not cheating. So now we have the arch, opening arch. And now we want some on the turrets, so we're going to do a series of pinch twists. I'm going to take my balloon by the knot, pull it and wrap it once around the pinch twists. I'm going to go out a spacer bubble, which is about a thumb or smaller than a thumb. I'm going to do a tiny pinch twist. And all these bubbles are now going to be a ½ inch or smaller. You're going to do a chain of 10 or more. Don't make them large. You want to keep the string of pearl tiny. If you're not certain how to do a string of pearl, look at my essentials for balloon twisting. I have a video special on making string of pearls. The main thing you need to know, as long as it's attached and anchored at a point that's not moving, you can make a string of bubbles. Once you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I have 10 bubbles. And then once I get wrap those 10 bubbles around the turret, you then wrap the rest of the balloon around that pinch twist.
Huh? Did y'all crash or James or something? What's that?
Not certain if I don't think I have enough mauve left to go around a whole turret. So I'll save that for a tie for my next project. And I'm going to pull out 2 more mauves. I'm going to use my electric inflator. Now, when you use string of pearls, you use up a lot of balloon and you really don't need a lot of air. So each of the turrets you're going to repeat this. I'll hold that so you can count. I'm going to do that to the next 2 turrets. Wrap it in, spacer bubble, pinch twist, a start and stop point, and now I'm beginning my string of pearls. I have 10, and now I'm wrapping it around that pinch twist. And breaking that off, I still have plenty here to go around this other turret. Because this spacer bubble and this pinch twist is small, it usually will go unnoticed as sticking out from an odd place. Some people want to hide this. There's 2 different ways I can think of, or then the other way. I don't care, I don't bother. It's pretty, it's shiny, they won't care. I'm just thinking how beautiful this would be if I had some of those adhesive gems. That'd be really pretty on this. And here's 10. And around we go. Oh, in case you are new to balloons, there's a name that you need to know. He is very, very famous. He is like the father of modern balloon art. His name is Marvin Hardy. He recently passed away. Today is his funeral. But a lot of beginner books that you might find at the library, he's the one that wrote them or inspired the artist to write those books. He's really an incredible balloon twister and entertainer. So, never forget the name, Marvin Hardy. All right, now that we have the turrets all in place, I'm going to scoot backwards just a little bit more. Okay, so now that we have the turrets in place, it's a little flopsy, but this next part will tie it in together. Take another mauve chrome. This is going to go from the short tower to the tall tower,
back to the short tower, and then we're going to shape that connection point so it sags just a little bit into a graceful arch. So connected this. Oh, something popped. Okay, so I am going to go back just a little bit more. I'm going to sag it just a little bit. See where it connects. Isolate a bubble. Going to go around, full rotation. Measure the length and then connect it to the other short tower. Let's see. We both heard something pop. Ah, I found it. The pinch twist at the bottom here popped. What you do is you grab the ends of the balloons and you tie them, the ones that you can, to prevent any deflation. So we only need to put in a 4-inch bubble and another pinch twist. Don't worry, this happens to the best of the artists, even artists who've been doing it for a long time. For some reason, when I learned that, it made me feel so much better as a beginner twister. So let me fix this wall because the next might be affected by it. So here we go, another 350 Qualitex rose. It does not need to be fully inflated. And let's see, I think I'm going to tie it in first to these other 2 points. Just because the nozzles are there and it's handy. I'm going to do a pinch twist. That is restored. Now this attachment point still has a balloon attached. If I don't cut it, it's going to actually create a pull and a tension that wasn't there before. So it's best to just cut that one fully free. And I'm going to go ahead and, since this is long enough, I'm going to tie a knot. That way there's no chance that any air is going to escape from these 2 pinch twists. Let's see, I'm going to isolate my 4-inch bubble. I'm now going to wrap this around one of the pinch twists. And I'm going to just double secure it with an over-under knot. A loop over my thumb and then under. Okay, we are back to where we were. That bubble jumped off the tourist. Now I'm bending and shaping so this swoops down, kind of like those magical staircases on the fairy tale shows. I would really like the top of this castle a little polished. I could still fix and change that. But we're going to go on and continue next. Next, we do more decorations. I like to use white. And we're going to do a string of pearls from this corner to this corner, a string of pearls over the arch, and then a string of pearls under to this tower. You're going to need 2 white. You don't have to do a string of pearls. You can just do lines. Just like, think of it as a drawing. I'm going to pipe icing on this into swoops, kind of like swags. But when you do string of pearls, it looks fancier, more exciting. I grab it by the knot, I push it into the corner, and then I wrap it once or twice around the pinch twist. And now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you do big bubbles, you won't need 6, you'll need less. And if you do big pinch twist, then you're going to need less bubbles. This is a little tight. I'm having to push that joint in and then turn it around. And now, this one I think I used 7, but we'll see what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gonna pull that over. Nope, short. 8, 9, 10. 10. It looks too much. Oh shit. So 10 was too much. 9, 8. For some reason, I think 8 looks really good. Alright, so to get into this 2/6 into that joint, I pinch this here, I push this in, and I roll it around. One moment, I need to get my door. Okay, my kid, he came home from school. So anyways, I need reading glasses to see the computer. One of the secrets of my art. All right, so you have 6, you have 8, and now we're going to do 6. Try to let your fingers will tell you before your eyes tell you if you're on the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push it into the joint first, and then take my fingers and squeeze the rest of the balloon smaller as I start rolling it around those pinch twists. Break it off, deflate it, and if you like, I can take this deflated part and wrap it 2 more times around. There's the top. And now we're going to do the bottom. You can also do this as a series of string of pearls. In this case, I'm going to start on the other side here. You do want to do the string of pearls on the bottom larger than the ones on the top. So the bottom, instead of taking 6, it's only going to take 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Going across, I'm going to do 5. I'm doing the bubbles double the size of the ones on the top. By making the bottom decorative bubbles bigger, it lets people know that that's the bottom of your castle. It gives it more weight visually. It gives it visual weight by being bigger on the bottom. Smallness tells you that something is far away. So when I turn this castle back around the other way, I'll point out what we've done bubble-wise. Okay. The top of the castle is far away. The bubbles are small. Now the bubbles are a little bit bigger. And now the bubbles are really big. Smallness indicates distance. So varying the size of your bubbles makes it look really cool. You see, I want that larger, I think. That's fire. It's good as it is. But I just looking at it, I think maybe it'd be impressive if it was a little taller. Same with the other pieces. You can sacrifice an entire 350 if that works best to get the right effect. These are all made from the scrap loose ends. Now we're not quite done. If you want to put a Disney princess print on this castle, this is how you make that attachment point. The one I made is actually in the front, right on top of the arch. Connect this. So I connected it here, find the center point, and I do 3 hinge twists. Right there at the center. 2 of them will hold the heart in place, and the 3rd hinge twist hides mechanics. I want to hide this string where it ties in. Because it's the same color as the loop, the arch, it blends and people don't notice immediately, but they'll notice the difference here going over a different color bubble. And then over to the other side. I am switching it upside down. That can really confuse you. I'm sorry if you're one of those people. Wrap it around that pinch twist at least one time. Break it off. Pull it gently. Don't want to pull it fast. Pulling it fast creates friction, creates heat, causing balloons to leak and pop. Okay, so this is now what we have. We have 3 pinch twists here on the front of this castle. I position it so you have 1 in the front and 2 here on the back. Now I'm going to get one of the Disney princesses out, or you could do Minnie Mouse. I do have a Minnie Mouse. Let's do Minnie Mouse. There's Minnie Mouse in yellow. I have Minnie Mouse in pink. I have Minnie Mouse round in blue, Minnie Mouse heart, Minnie Mouse red. Looks like I'm very low on my Minnie Mouses. I want to do a heart. Heart is just so much cuter. You know it's just as cute? Yes. Not Disney. Not Disney. Unicorn. Unicorn is a unicorn castle. And that pink creates a nice contrast. I'm going to just make, I don't know whether I want to leave that big or small. I'm looking and comparing it to my castle. I think I'm going to do it bigger. Put some more air back in it. But you can make this castle to any of the princess's color scheme. And there it is, the castle. It is complete. Here's the bottom. Here's a side view. The top. And back to the front. I'm told that this looks a lot like Don Caldwell's castle. I haven't seen his work. I'm going to have to look it up. See where mine and his share similarity. But the way this works is a birthday child would put their head in here, put their arms through here, and take a picture. So happy twisting. Enjoy your castle. I hope your little princesses are just awed and amazed by this magical creation you have made for them. Happy twisting. Goodbye.